morning, everyone. Minister Damien English, David Staunton, who's the chair of our Justice Committee that has done so much work on criminal justice issues over the last number of years, which have been extremely helpful in terms of progressing policy, and Senator Batchik, she's here, who I know takes a huge interest in criminal justice issues in the Senate. Assistant Commissioner Jack Nolan, delighted to see you here, and thank you for all of the work of Garda Síochána. Everybody who's here in the audience, the governors and assistant governors, probation officers who do such sterling and important work, which often goes unrecognised. It's great to be here this morning to have the opportunity to thank you for the work. And of course the staff of IASIO and the board members, recently joined by Patricia Callan. Welcome you, Patricia, to the board. Very important that small firms are recognised and that you're willing to give this time to the board, because it's a critical element of the work of IASIO. And of course to all of the staff, including Laura, Damien's wife, who's his personal interest in the work of IASIO, and of course Emma from Lucan. You do know that all politics is local, who helped prepare the report. Paddy and Pat, thank you all for your work. I'm really very pleased to be here this morning, because as I say, and to those people down in Cork, how are you? Delighted you're joining us. I'm very pleased to be here this morning because this is very important work that is being done, and that we're really acknowledging in this two-year report today, looking at the detail of the work that is being done with offenders. I mean, as I said as I was coming in, what's really important is that serious and serial offenders spend time in prison. As Paddy said, we do need to keep our communities safe. We do need the right sentencing policies. But equally, we must look at rehabilitation. And I think we're having extremely good debates now about whom these programmes can target. And it's great to see the partnership between Vivian Guerin, the head of the probation service, and Michael Donlan over there. It's great to see the kind of partnership that's working now between those who work in the prison service and probation. And I think it's that kind of interagency work that's really going to make a difference. I'm a big fan of interagency work. It's very easy to talk about it. It's not so easy to deliver it. People do operate in silos. We all know that. I know that as a professional social worker many years ago. I know it as a politician, and I've seen it as a minister across the Department of Children and the Department of Justice. It's a big task to work effectively, cross-departmentally and interagency. But it is the key to solving many of our society's problems, and it's the best way to make sure that services get to those who need them. And this is a terrific example this morning of probation and prison services, and all of you working together with a key goal of rehabilitation and reducing offending. That is the goal. And we know very clearly from all of the research, and it's very much the thrust of penal policy now, not just in Europe, but actually, interestingly, in America as well, to target those first-time offenders, those people who can be rehabilitated, who can be helped by providing services in the community. And that's what this project is about. It is about working with the community services, with those offenders where there is the possibility of rehabilitation, and there is for many, get those services to them, particularly employment. And it is extraordinary at a time of what has been such economic difficulty, although it is clearly improving now and more jobs are being created, which incidentally should help this programme enormously as the economic situation improves, as we see more jobs in construction, an area that Damien's doing a lot of work in terms of apprenticeships developing. That gives more scope for a programme like this to be successful. But even in more difficult times, 1,200 people have been helped into employment in the 2 years that this report covers. So that's a great success story, and you can only begin to imagine the difference that it makes to the lives of people who have been caught up in criminal behaviour, who have been in prison, who were facing perhaps a lifetime of offending, to be diverted and to get a second chance, to get a new opportunity. And that's what this is about. I do believe very special credit needs to be paid to the employers who have got involved in this programme, primarily in construction, and in retail and in manufacturing. They have opened their doors literally to people whom, some people might have a concern about. The media were asking me as I came in, well, are employers interested? And who are the employers who are interested? Well, thanks to the engagement of the IASIO personnel with employers, it has proved possible to work effectively with employers in the community to give people that second chance. And I suppose what we really want to see is more of that. We want to see continual engagement with employers, new opportunities being created. There is space in our prisons. They're not full to capacity at present. There's about 85, I think Michael, 85% to 90% full at present. So people who need to be in prison will be in prison. Make no mistake about that. But for those we're focusing on today, those who can be rehabilitated, those who can get a second chance, those who can find alternative means of engaging in society, in their community, in their lives, this is a real opportunity to have a better start, to begin again. And I'm here this morning really to acknowledge the importance of that work and to say well done to each and every one of you who've been involved. We do hear a lot about crime in our newspapers. The statistics on burglary, for example, at the moment across most divisions are actually down, but there are a number of areas where there are particular difficulties. And that's why we're also recruiting Gardaí. That's why we're investing in Garda Síochána once again. They do need the vehicles, they do need the capacity to respond to the new types of crime that are emerging. But that's not the focus of this morning. The focus of this morning is what you've heard from Paddy, from what I'm saying to you now, about the place in the criminal justice system for rehabilitation, for giving people an opportunity to change their way from a life of crime to one of integration into the community again. And I'm very pleased to launch the report this morning and pay tribute to all of you, to urge you to continue this work. The funding will continue. It's important that funding is made available for projects and programs such as this. So well done again to everyone, and I know you'll excuse me as I do have to go to the Dáil. We're introducing the new Garda Authority Bill this morning. So thank you all for being here, for giving up your time, and for the work that you do on the front line of this project. It's really important, and I'm delighted to endorse it here today. Thank you very much indeed.